What's going on, everybody? It's Friday. We all know what Fantastic Friday means. It means we have our good buddy, Mike Zuber from One Rental at a Time. Mike, I feel like it's just easier if we probably move in together because it's been a busy week for us. I'd prefer Washington take it a little bit easier.
Yeah. No, this has been it's been an interesting week to be a landlord, to be people that like to help and coach folks.
Yeah.
And just to be an American. It's been an interesting week.
Yes, I couldn't have put any better myself. So the thing that I wanted, so speaking of all of those things, in all the content, all that we read, I want to understand, since it's basically imminent, and so many have decided this, how are you preparing for the real estate crash in 2021 and 2022? How are you preparing for the crash?
Oh, that is hilarious. So first off, no crash. However, that doesn't mean, I got to be very careful here. So there's no crash, no nationwide crash, maybe a couple of regional bubbles pop. However, I do believe with every fiber of my body, I'm going to be able to find motivated sellers who sell me their property at a discount.
Yep.
One thing you learn in this game is that sometimes sellers have had enough. And maybe they have landlord problems given the last year. Maybe they have life events, who knows? But in all my years, the best deals I have ever done, the most significant discounts, the highest yields, everything I preach and talk about are from sellers who have had enough. And frankly, while I don't see a crash, I see some amazing deals coming, right? They won't be enough of there'll be huge discounts, but they won't be enough of them to make property values fall. Because again, owner occupants, investors, there's no crash, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to get some amazing deals, because some sellers are going to have had enough. They will have been beaten up by tenants. They will have been beaten up by Washington and the CDC. Maybe their state governor comes on the top and kicks them in the teeth again. Maybe property taxes or eat them alive. I don't know. But I'm going to look for them. And I hope to add 30 to 50 units in the next 6 months that are going to be amazing deals.
So you're talking about 10 to 20% growth on a 6-month basis.
That's my goal. I mean, I could always be shocked, and maybe, let's call it 9 months. Cause I think this goal is probably not a year in, Cliff. It's probably till March. Yep. Basically, I want to get this done before next spring, because I think next spring is going to be a pretty decent year.
So, I was looking at, and kind of the reason for the question, the way it was posed, was not just to mock, was not only to mock those calling crash, but also because I think, believe it or not, I think we always talk about not doing what we're talking about, but doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, I think you and I included, I think that we've actually prepped our portfolio for a crash.
Yeah, I'm ready. I've been
right
again, folks. I've been doing this for 20 years. I have been proven right many times. You can read the book. I call it dancing through raindrops. Yeah. Right. I like to say when I buy something, I'll hold it forever. I mean, that is actually my intent. But believe me, when you want to overpay, I'll let you. When it's time to pay stuff off, I will. When it's time to refi, I will. Right. I'm in the middle of 2 refis now, pulling significant equity out, because what did I just tell you? I plan to be much bigger in 9 months. That's really what I'm targeting, 9 months, than I am now, because I will buy from people who really want to sell, and I'm just ready.
Right. And so even in that vein, Mike, when we talk about, that there's not the crash, we think that there is a slowdown. We think that there's going to be opportunity for deals where, quite frankly, we're just capitalizing on the free market and people's own bets, belief structures about what the future is going to hold. They're saying it's too much for me, I need to get out. We're saying, okay, we're still going in. So I think that in looking at the market, I think that, we are still, because a lot of people say, well, they're always looking for the perfect time to buy. Rates are super low, pricing is super low, and the economy is 1.5% unemployment. It's never going to happen that way. Yeah. Ever, never, ever.
Yeah, that will not come together. Never, ever. That combination will never happen.
So what we're talking about really is looking at it and saying, it's always a good time to buy a great deal?
Yes, I love the way you phrase that, because what do I teach, preach? I talk about learning your market, and it takes time. I talk about doing the work, buy box, focus, daily discipline. But ultimately what you learn is average. And then all you have to do, folks, is buy good and great deals. And if you only buy great deals, there is never a bad time not to buy a great deal. It's just stellar way to say that.
And still historically low rates and still historically low percentage of income payments.
Yeah.
While rents are already drastically on the rise, they will likely continue. If we are completely wrong and there's a huge crash in early 2022, what happens to rents in the big crashes?
They go up.
They go up because people start losing their homes.
Yeah.
And they need a place to live still, and they just couldn't afford the mortgage anymore. And so often they downsize and they take a rental.
Yeah. People don't really understand, right? Because a lot of my financial wherewithal was put together during the last crash. So believe me, if another crash happened, I mean, I would feel terrible for people, because that's the big thing about me, right? Is I lived through it. I saw people. It's just horrible. But man, Olivia and I would shoot. If we had a repeat of 2010, we might go up 10x, because I just have that much more information, that bigger pool of private investors. I might move to Fresno to freaking buy as many as I could. You know, I mean, like, I'm going to buy something, move into it for a year and just go ham. It'd be crazy.
Oh, Zub, if you did that, the freaking house hack from Zuber. Holy cow. Holy cow. Zuber and Olivia are house hacking in Fresno. What just happened?
What happened, people?
I love it. I love it. But yeah, as I said, Mike, I'm just looking at this market and I want to encourage people. I think the only thing that I'm giving them is caution, which is the only thing different for me really in looking at the market as you and I really are looking at it is I'll have a little bit more reserves.
Yeah.
I'll have a little bit higher of a vacancy rate count, you know, but marginal. And largely speaking, guys of my size, which I'm about, you know, a third the size of you, portfolio wise. Yeah. And, but looking at that is that you can spread it across, right? And so when you have 180 units, it's like, quite frankly, 3 or 4 not paying, it sucks because it's money that you're due. But it's kind of like, all right, well, if that's going to be the way it goes, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, let's be clear, right? And we're going to talk about this in episode number 3. While the last year has been a hard time to be a landlord, you need to pay attention to episode number 3, because it's not the hardest time. What you all don't realize is that there was another time period in the last 21 or 22 years that was much harder than today. Yeah. And most of you aren't been around long enough, so you're just listening to the media. This really hasn't been that bad. I mean, it's bad for different reasons, but believe me, this has not been the worst time to be a landlord.
If you ever want to be really frightened about this market, go hang around people that have only been around for 3 years.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my word, you have no idea. You just have no idea. Like, they got their license or they've done a few deals. And you're just like, yeah, you are not, when you're normally listing a house, you are not going to have 7 offers in the first weekend.
I saw the other day, this is kind of off kilter, but I saw something that's a sign of a crazy market. A brand new real estate agent, brand new, 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, and a mortgage broker, both they were both 26, 27. Okay. I don't know, is that mid-20s, late 20s?
Yeah, mid-20s. Yeah, sure.
Mid-20s. But they were both having record years. We're talking multiple 6 figures. Wow. And they were comparing exotic cars that they have recently purchased. Folks, that is going to end badly.
And that's why I haven't bought my Lambo yet. So, Mike, any other thoughts on what other things you might be doing preparing for the crash? Any other thoughts on this before we close it out?
No, I think what you said is probably something I need to say more often. It's always a great time to buy a great deal. I bought great deals. I bought great deals when I was paying 10%, 12% interest.
Right.
I don't give a rat's ass about the interest. I care about the asset and the yield. Yep. Right. And then, oh, by the way, those 12% interest loans, either now the property is sold or they're at 6% or 5% or whatever. So Yeah, just do the work, learn. You got to learn average. And if you don't know average, you don't know good or great. That's what a lot of people try to shortchange this. I want a great deal. Well, do you know what average is? No. Well, then how do you know what a great deal is? People try to rush this. You got to do the work.
It's true. You got to do the work. You have to have it normalized. You have to know exactly what you're looking at. There's so many components to it, but again, 15, 20 minutes a day, understanding what you're looking at is key, but there's really no reason after 60 to 90 days of that deliberate action that you don't really understand the market, probably better than 95% of the brokers out there, because you're watching every single transaction like an appraiser does.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're not just watching whatever customer you got them to agree to sell their house.
Yeah, if your buy box is tight and you're diligent and you don't get distracted outside your buy box, you'll probably know that, but you'll know your buy box better than 99% of agents and brokers, without question.
I agree. Mike,
in 60 days. Sorry.
Agreed. No, you're dead on. Mike, as always, where can people find you, my man?
Go to One Rental at a Time in your Google search bar. You should find a book, a YouTube channel, Instagram, website, all that stuff.
And, you know, 4,368 videos that you can start watching from number one. No, that's the number. I looked it up this morning.
You did 4,000?
4,368 is where you were at.
Oh my God. Well, add 5 more today, 5 more tomorrow, and 5 more the day after.
Oh my word. It's like a hammer on the head. Mike, thanks so much for the time. As always, guys, we create a ton of awesome content for you. Please make sure to subscribe. Please make sure to visit Mike at One Rental at a Time. And if you weren't part of the first 21,000 people that are now part of One Rental at a Time, or I think they still have a chance, Mike, to get in the first 1,000 of your course, right? As far as the user group, sorry.
A user group, yes.
Yes.
I think there's a couple of spots left to be in the first 1,000 of the private, very, very private Facebook group called One Rental at a Time Works.
It is. It's awesome. Mike, thanks so much for the time. Look forward to segment number 2.
You got it.